Good evening, YouTube. It's Kitty Wolf 13, and with a special guest today. This is my husband, Chris.
Hi, everyone.
I've been meaning to do the BJD tag for a while, or the BJD Partner Tag. I can talk, I swear. Seriously, you don't have to do this like an interview.
Oh, no, I'm just...
But anyways, we just came back from MetroCon 2016. We were doing photography there as D99 Studios, and you can't read that, but that's okay. And
Stoked convention.
yeah, how did you like it?
I loved it.
You always love it.
It's our thing.
So I decided to do the partner tag event. Like I said, I've been meaning to do it for a while, and my husband loves being on camera and YouTube, so this was kind of a given. So this should be fun.
Okay, fire away with the questions.
All right, question number 1. What does BJD stand for?
Ball jointed doll.
Yay.
Oh, sweet.
I figured out of all the questions, you better get that one.
Okay.
Question number 2. What company started it all?
Was it Lutz? I hear you talk about that company a lot.
No, that's one of my favorite companies, though.
Ah, okay. At least I got a company.
Want to try again?
Let's see. There's Lutz. What's the other company you usually talk about?
Although that's one of the questions in here, too.
Volks?
Ding, ding, ding.
Yes.
Wow, I'm actually surprised.
I pay attention when she talks.
Can you name 3 other companies?
Let's see.
You already got Lutz and Volks.
Lutz, Volks. Oh, what's the other one? I think it starts with a P. Premiere? Is that one of the companies? Okay.
Pretty sure that's a movie company.
No, you're thinking of Paramount.
Okay. See, I failed.
Not Bethesda. That's a gaming studio. I don't know.
Okay. 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3 is not bad.
Okay.
Even if you had them named previously.
What was the third one?
Well, there wasn't a specific third one. There's like a million companies.
Gotcha.
Probably not a million, but like Doll Zone and Doll Chateau.
That was going to be my next one, was something Zone.
Fairyland.
Cool.
And Laddie Doll.
All right. I'm ready. Hit me with the next question.
You just want to shut me up, don't you?
No.
Number 4 is your favorite doll of mine, a favorite BJD, or a favorite BJD you've ever seen.
That's tough because she has 2 tremendously amazing ones. Well, she had 2. She sold one, which I used to look at it up on the shelf, and I was like, that's pretty darn cool. Was it a little fox guy about yay big used to have sitting on your shelf way back in the day? It was sitting at a little old-fashioned student desk. That's the first one. The second one was the giant dragon that you still have. Your first, like, super big purchase. He has the crystal in his hand. Those 2 are my definite favorites, the ones you own.
Okay, so for reference, the first one he's talking about is a Doll Zone Pet Fox, which was one of their first release pet dolls. And the second one is assumed Cephlar. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right, but it's one of the first SD 65-ish centimeter.
Yeah, it's a big doll.
Boys. That's the dragon. So Cephlar. But I do have to derail this question for a split second because I have a box and I want you to open it.
Oh, I finally get to be a part of the mystery. Okay, we got some...
Yeah, I already opened it to speed along the process.
Intensely bubble-wrapped items here. Oh, it looks like we have a complete body. Hold on a second. Oh, wait.
I want to see if you recognize it. It's not the exact one.
But it's so adorable. I try to be very delicate. I know these things are adorable, but I'm just like...
No, you're not just acting, right? Do you recognize that guy?
Is this the fox, but unpainted, like you used to have?
It's the same mold, but it is a different color. What happened was I had a tan one, and I sold him because I never did anything with him. And then after the fact, this one here told me that was his favorite doll in my collection, and I felt a little guilty about selling him. So I actually ended up buying a his and hers. There's actually a second one in the box.
Oh, I gotta see this.
They're both white.
I gotta.
Oh, okay. You can unbox both of them if you want. Aww. So, to show you guys on camera, even though he's kind of whitewashed from the bright light. But, these are the Doll Zone pet dolls. These are the original pet dolls. I think they've got a various amount of series. So, this is like a quick box opening. They got these chunky little bodies, and I originally liked him. Pillow. Yes, tiny body pillow. Yay, he remembers these things. And
I pay attention.
You do pay attention.
Oh, here she comes. Oh, they're gorgeous sculpts, I'll tell you.
So, I saw these for a really good deal on Den of Angels, and I kind of was like, you know what?
Oh, she's beautiful.
I want both of them, and it'll be like a cute little his and hers kind of thing. I'm going to paint them up. Originally, the tan one I had painted up inspired by Amaterasu from the Okami video game with the same markings, only not in red. They were in brown because he was tan and wasn't supposed to be the same doll or the same character. But now I have two.
They're adorable.
Aren't they cute?
I love it.
So, don't say that I don't think about you, because ever since you told me that, it's been on my head that I regretted selling.
I love this woman, I really do.
And I know that he probably won't play with them the same way that we in the hobby do, but I thought it would be fun. They can be on display and his and hers kind of thing.
This is definitely going on the new shelf we're building here in the studio. Absolutely.
Yes, if you see any mess around, that's because we're remodeling.
Renovating.
And that painting up there is a shout out to the Chalk Twins, who travel all around the U.S. and mostly Florida.
Yes.
And they do giant chalk paintings of anime characters.
We are actually going to be debuting a very special video. Shout out to our friend Wendy, who was probably one of the only people that I've known since we started our YouTube personality accounts and whatnot as YouTube broadcasters. And she always would ask me, she's like, what's that thing behind you when you do your Warhammer Wednesday? And I'm like, oh, wait and see. So yes, we will be having a special video all about that.
And the cat is now saying hello too.
Yep, the cat wants to be on camera as well.
So we'll put them down.
Okay, very gently.
And we will continue. You'll be
her.
fine.
She's gorgeous.
I stick them in my pocket. Or when I had the boy, I used to stick him in my pocket and travel around with him. I walked all around Murakami Gardens with them. So that was question number 4. Cat, please don't scratch your post because then you'll shake the camera.
Yes, please don't, Callie.
Question number 5. What is the appeal of BJDs?
I would have to say from seeing you and all the other girls and what I've seen, posted online on Facebook and on YouTube, I think it would have to be number 1, the uniqueness of the dolls. They are not like anything I've ever seen done by any other doll company. Like, for example, Mattel does Barbie. I know you also talk about one of the dolls with the really cute faces and the big eyes. The BJDs have their own uniqueness to it. I think the second appeal is the level of customizations you can do. You can do, I've seen you do tattoo work, I've seen you do makeup, she's introduced me to other doll collectors who have done body piercing, she's done personal seamstress work, dresses, clothing. I've seen people make shoes. I think that would have to be the 2 biggest, draws to the hobby. Honestly.
He takes notes, apparently.
I listen to her when she talks.
All right. Question number 6. How do you feel about me being in the hobby?
I personally, I think it's sensational. I love how your collection is so versatile. It's not just like a certain kind of sculpt, just boys and girls. You have mythological creatures. You have ones that are like Polly Pocket size, a couple that are almost 2 feet tall if I'm getting perspective and sizing right. So, and plus the level to which you enjoy it. Like I never see you like as like that extremely like level of happy as when new boxes arrive, your unboxing videos, or just when you take one of the kids, as you call them, off the shelf, and you just, the level of joy, it warms my heart, something fierce. So I'm completely, honestly, when I say that, I'm super glad you found the hobby. I'm super glad that, all things considered, you've able to be continuing the hobby, and that you've created your own YouTube channel based around it. I think it's fantastic.
I'm a goofball.
That's okay. I'm bigger.
Question number 7. How do you feel about the expense of being an active BJD hobbyist?
That I can't do any commentary on, because I personally am involved in 2 large collector hobbies. I play Warhammer 40k and War Machine, and that can run a hefty price tag. So speaking directly in terms of, wow, this is an expensive hobby, I can't make any parallels of a complaint. I can draw parallels of price tags. Not now, a parallel I can draw is one purchase versus multiple purchases. I've seen a single doll, or even 2 dolls you've collected, hit the price mark of, say, 10 figs or 2 vehicles from my collection. That's about the only parallel I can draw.
That is true.
Yes. But
and that doesn't even include, like, eyes, wig, clothes.
Oh, yes.
All that fun stuff.
I didn't even think about that. The accessories. That's something else.
So, yes.
Well, I suppose for my hobbies, too. Paintbrushes, paints, washes. So, yeah, we pretty much...
I think every hobby has accessories and additional costs. And if you go really hardcore into a hobby, it can be expensive, even if it's something simple like Nerf.
Yes, definitely.
Which he collects, too.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug. Number 8. If you had a BJD, what would it look like?
I
guess technically you have one now, but...
I don't know. I've given it some thought, because when she first got into the hobby, she would always, pique my curiosity and offer me options. I have an affinity for wolves and wild animals, so she says you can get something, anthropomorphic, and I'm like, oh, that's awesome. And then when she really dove into the hobby, I saw many doll collectors doing versions of famous anime characters, like the cast of Black Butler. One girl did a sensational representation, which included custom auto mail from the lead character, Edward Elric from Full Metal Alchemist. I was like, that's something I could totally get into for the hobby. So that would probably be anything that would probably get me into it, is because there literally is something in the hobby for everybody. There isn't a single spectrum of interest that isn't covered in BJD.
I think that's true. I think it's very broad.
Oh yeah,
it's very specialized, but it's a broad hobby. Number 9. Can you remember your first impressions when introduced to BJDs? Like, what did you first think when I said, hey, I collect these weird dolls?
I remember I kind of stood there for a second and I kind of stared, because I wasn't certain of what I was actually looking at. Like, yes, I know I was looking at a doll, but it was like nothing I've ever seen before. Like, I've been to flea markets, and growing up, one of my mother's best friends used to collect Precious Moments figurines, and then there was another mail order catalog doll, and of course Cupid dolls you see at Carnival. So my first impression was I was intrigued. I wanted to know what it was, but I also was kind of like, it looked like something that took a lot of knowledge to get into. Like, it didn't seem to me at the time that it was something where it was like, pick it up, go for it, good, go on to your next one. It looked very complicated, I guess was the word I'm looking for. It looked complicated.
It can be complicated, but not so much. It shouldn't be so intimidating. I think the price tag makes people intimidated. Have you ever thought BJDs to be creepy or scary?
Truthfully, once. I remember there was... Hi, Callie. One particular one. I don't know if it was from you or from a friend of yours. I just remember looking right at it, and the first thing that came to mind was, my gosh, those are soul-staring eyes. And I was like, okay.
I personally find doll heads without eyeballs to be kind of creepy. Like, it doesn't bother me so much now, but in the beginning I was like, that head needs eyes in it. Even, it didn't bother me that it didn't have a body, but it had to have eyes. Yeah.
Yep.
Do you prefer male or female dolls?
Ah.
Hi, Callie.
Excuse me. That's a tough one. I mean, as, someone who has now a very good knowledge because, you've especially shared the hobby with me on multiple occasions. You have a very extensive collection. I really don't think I could pick because, like I said before, with the hobby, if anybody wants to get into it, yes, you can have your male role models from your favorite series, or a male role model figure, or a male period, or you can have like a female Eve. I guess it all just turns down to personal choice, but I don't think personally I could ever really decide because this like I said, the customization spectrum is there. It's actually,
I think you would do well with character dolls. For some strange reason, I don't do personally well with character dolls, but you probably would.
Do you mean like a character from like an actual
like Edward
show?
Elric?
Yes.
So the final question is, what are your hobbies?
Well, my first and foremost actual like super love collecting is of course Warhammer 40K. I've been an avid player of the game going on, it'll be 12 years coming up in August. So that is, at the moment, I mean, I do bounce in between hobbies, frequently, but 40K has stood the test of time. So I would have to say right now, and hopefully knock wood, ding forever, will be Warhammer 40K.
So do you have any questions for me about the hobby or about my folks in YouTube land? Got about 3 or 4 minutes.
Actually, I've always been curious, what got you involved in the hobby? Like, what was the first thing when you first saw it? Because I remember it was Dina. I think we went to visit her, and she was working on one of her girls.
No, I honestly don't know how I came across the first picture of a BJD that I came across, and I honestly don't even know what I was looking for at the time. It might have been anime related, it might have been figure related, because I do have always liked articulated figures. And I think it was my Angel Region now that I originally saw, and I just thought that's really pretty, and I did a search and I think I found a blog or something like that, and I looked up the word BJD, and from that I found Den of Angels, and from Den of Angels I discovered all the companies, and from all the companies I found Lutz, which became my first doll, which is... Oh, come on, you know him. I gave you a hint. I'll give you another hint. He's in this house. I know you know which one it is.
It's not the dragon. It's not the dragon.
No, the dragon's not here.
Um,
Most of my collection's at my parents' house.
He's in this house.
Oh, come on. You always mention him, too. So I know you know his name.
Not Tobias.
Where'd you get that name from?
I don't know. Tell you the truth, I was like,
He's on the dresser.
Oh,
He's got his fan club sitting with him. Really?
Wait, give me a second. Remember, 2 minutes, 49 seconds.
This is the bonus round. You did so well. Come on. I know you know.
25 seconds on the clock. Starts
related to Star.
Star.
He's named after a famous star. Well, he's not. Well, Brightfire's named him after a famous star.
Ringo,
yes!
Ringo, yes. Ringo. Yes, you're very first. Yes.
I'm almost at 20-minute mark, so I guess I better wrap this up. So thank you for participating with me.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me out there, guys. I really appreciate it.
And I hope we get to have a little bit of fun with our little foxy twins.
Only if you promise me you're going to do some of that amazing tattoo work that you did on.
I'll probably
on the last
redo
one.
the Okami inspired makeup because it was cool.
Can we do it in like a like not cherry red, but maybe like maroon or
Is it 20 minutes?
plum?
Because I think we just went over 20 minutes.
Oh,
We'll
okay.
find out.
Sweet.
But with that being said, I guess I'm going to sign off for the night because it is
Take care,
late.
everyone.
I have
Thanks
to work
again for
tomorrow.
having me.
I don't want to work tomorrow.
I don't want you to work either. Take the
And
day.
maybe if I find some more like couple tags, that would be kind of fun. And we'll do this again.
Sweet.
Will you do this again?
Oh, absolutely.
Even though it's doll related?
Oh. Only if maybe one episode you'll be a guest star on Warhammer 40k if I introduce a family member to Warhammer 40k challenge.
Alright, you twisted my arm. I twisted your arm,
Sweet.
now I guess I have to victimize myself and be a part of one of your videos.
Sounds good to me.
Alrighty,
not a
guys.
victim. I enjoyed this. It was great.
Did you really have fun?
Yes.
Because you have your TV face on.
What?
You have your TV show face on.
Oh, no. Come on. It was great. What are you talking about? She's so silly.
Alright. Good night, guys.
Good night, everybody.